Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I'd do a tag video for a change, and this is a tag that I found on the channel How Casey Sees It. Casey is a brilliant YouTuber. She's visually impaired. She makes videos about her experiences and giving advice to people. Definitely go and check her out, she's brilliant. I don't know if she invented this tag. I think she got it off someone else. I don't know who originally created it, but it's the Getting to Know Me tag. And it's basically just 20 simple questions about you, really. If you want to do this tag as well, by all means feel free. I tag everyone watching this. But yeah, I hope you learned something new about me in doing this, and let's just rattle through the questions. So question 1, what is your name? My name is Glenn. Question 2, what is your height? I am 6'1". Question 3, what is your zodiac sign? I am a Virgo, although I don't follow the horoscopes. Question 4, cats or dogs? Dogs. Cats are nice, but I prefer dogs. Question 5, favourite school subject? Maths and IT were my best subjects at school. Question 6, favourite food? Anything meaty is good. Chicken in particular is my favourite meat, but I like pork, lamb and beef as well. Fish and chips I like. Pizza I really like. My favourite pizza is the Hawaiian ham and pineapple. And in terms of desserts, anything involving chocolate is usually good. Question 7, favourite TV show? Depends on the genre really. In terms of drama and sci-fi stuff, it's got to be Doctor Who. In terms of comedies like sitcoms, Only Fools and Horses and 40 Towers and things like that are my favourites. In terms of current affairs shows, The Last Leg is great because it's always funny, and I've been in the audience for that this year. In terms of game shows, Taskmaster is my favourite because it's hilarious. There are loads of other shows I could mention. It's hard to pick favourites sometimes, but those are the ones that spring to mind at the moment. Question 8, favourite actor or actress? David Jason is my all-time favourite actor. I love him in Fools and Horses and Open All Hours and Porridge, and when I was a kid in Danger Mouse and Wind in the Willows, and he's done lots of other stuff as well. And there's a great documentary on about him recently, and I've read his autobiography. He's just an amazing guy, a really nice guy, and just very versatile and talented and brilliant. In terms of actresses, I don't have one particular favourite that springs to mind, but I've enjoyed shows like Outlander recently with Katrina Balfe as Claire, and in Game of Thrones I've been enjoying Arya Stark, played by Maisie Williams. I think she's very young but brilliant, and she's been in Doctor Who at one point, which I think is what makes me think of her. And in the theatre, I went to see Matilda recently, and the girl who played Matilda in my performance was brilliant. She was called Emma Moore. She was exceptional. So yeah, there's a lot of great actresses that I like, but there's not one that springs to mind. I think just overall in the whole acting community, David Jason is my overall favourite. Question 9, what is your biggest fear? I think it may be obvious, I suppose, being visually impaired, but losing my sight would be my biggest fear. I'm very grateful for the sight I've got and that it's stayed stable and hasn't got worse. But obviously my fear is that maybe one day potentially it could. Hopefully it won't, but you never know, do you? So if it did, then obviously I would adjust and adapt to it eventually, but there would be a grieving process and a period of adjustment to go through that would take a while. That would be difficult to deal with. But yeah, that's probably my biggest fear really, which may be an obvious answer, but there you go. In terms of more everyday things, then I hate bees and wasps as well, because you never know where they are when they're buzzing around you. You're always worried they're going to sting you. They never do what they're told when you open a window. They never just go straight out. Flies I don't mind so much, although I'd still like to get rid of them as well. But bees and wasps are the more scary ones, especially in the summer. Like question 10, tea or coffee? Neither. I don't drink tea or coffee. I don't like them. I like hot chocolate though, where hot drinks are concerned. I'll happily drink a hot chocolate. Otherwise, I tend to just stick to like fruit juices and squashes and things like that. Or if I'm in the pub, I'll have a cider. I like a cider. I have had an afternoon tea though. I had the first one of those ever in my life this year. And I did have the pomegranate tea then. I picked that because it sounded like a nice kind of fruity flavour. And it was very nice. Yeah, it was very, very good. But I've never had like a normal tea like an Earl Grey or, Twinings or whatever it may be. No, I just never liked them as a kid and just never drunk it since. Maybe I should try it one day now I'm an adult. Maybe I'll be more amenable to it, but I've never felt the urge to. I've been quite happy not drinking them, really. Question 11, your bad habit. I'm still a bit shy sometimes. I think that's always going to be a part of me. I'm not always the most vocal in conversations when I could or should be. Sometimes maybe I'm better at it now I'm in London. All the people I've met have been lovely and everything, and when I'm around people I know I'm much more open. But sometimes when I'm around new people I can still be a little bit shy. So it's just something that I know I do. I'm just a little bit quiet sometimes. Question 12, what is your favourite holiday? Christmas. It's always a lovely time of year, especially now I'm in London and you've got all the lights and the decorations and things. It just looks lovely out and about, and it's lovely to have all the Christmas food and everything, and the Christmas music and the stuff on the telly, and you know, to go to pantomimes and things and carol concerts. There's just so many lovely things that go on at Christmas. It's great. So yeah, I enjoy that time of year very much. Question 13, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Well, I live in London now, which is where I've always wanted to be. I never imagined I'd live there, but circumstances in my life changed where the opportunity came up and we've taken it, and I'm very glad we did. My first year there has been brilliant. So I'm very glad we moved to London. There's so much going on, so much to see and do, so many people to meet. If I was to live anywhere else in the world, it'd probably be somewhere like New York or something like that, another big city that's all bustling with loads going on. So yeah, I think I'm where I feel at home most now in London. I love it there very much. Question 14, what's your lucky number? I'm not sure I really have one, to be honest. Sort of 7 springs to mind as the default, but I don't know why. Usually when I'm doing the lottery or something like that, I'll just put in like my birthday numbers, like, you know, the day and the month. And I've put in my old house number where I used to live and my new house number, because they might feel lucky. But yeah, I don't consider myself to have a particularly lucky number, to be honest. Question 15, are you allergic to anything? Not that I'm aware of particularly. I mean, I will get very tiny little patches of eczema occasionally, but I don't think that's due to anything in particular, or if it is, I don't know what it is, but it's easy enough to get rid of anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But no, I don't get hay fever or anything like that. I seem to be fine, thankfully. Question 16, last person to call you and the last person you texted. Last person to call me was someone from work, not on a work-related matter. I've come down to my old hometown to go to my work's Christmas do. We went to that last night and they called me just to check I was on my way, just to see when I was going to get to the office so we could all leave. And then the last person I texted was an old school friend who I've also met this weekend while I'm away, which was great. Great to see her again and have a catch up after so many years. Question 17, last thing you bought. I mean, Christmas decorations mainly, to be honest. We've been buying quite a few of those to decorate our new house this year. We've got our tree now, we've got tinsel up, and there's other things I'm going to be putting up when I get home. Yeah, we seem to be nicely prepared for Christmas now in terms of the decorations and the food and things. It's going to be a nice first Christmas, proper Christmas in our new home, because last year we'd only just moved in, so it was all a bit chaotic. So this is our first proper Christmas in our new home, and I'm looking forward to it. Question 18, last TV show you watched. I've completed a few TV shows this past week, actually. I completed Outlander, the 3rd series of that. That's been the latest series that's been out. I've kind of binge watched it over the last few months, and I've finished watching the 1st season of Game of Thrones as well, which I was lent on DVD. Both shows were recommended to me by Emily Davison from Fashionista, and she lent me Game of Thrones season 1 on DVD because I've been way behind the curve, never seen it before. But I will go on to watch the latest series as well. It takes a little while for Game of Thrones to get going initially, but then it really picks up pace and gets good. So yeah, I will get more into that. And then Blue Planet 2 is another series I've really enjoyed recently that's just finished. That's a stunning series. So those are kind of the 3 big shows, I think. Outlander, Game of Thrones and Blue Planet 2 have been the 3 shows that have really stuck in my mind lately. Question 19, can you cook? Yes. I mean, I don't bake things from scratch. I mean, I could if I really had to. But yeah, I'm perfectly capable of buying things from the shops and cooking for myself. That's fine. Obviously, living with my mother, then I get the advantage of her cooking for me as well. But I can cook for myself as well, as and when I need to. It's fine. So yeah, it's not a problem. And question 20, if you could play any musical instrument, what would it be? I used to play the keyboard as a kid, like the piano. I used to quite enjoy that. I used to quite enjoy jamming on that, doing kind of bluesy type things on that. Used to play it a bit in the school plays as well. So yeah, it'd be nice to get back into that a bit. I used to kind of enjoy playing that and learning that. Or the electric guitar. I mean, I'm a big rock fan, so I'd love to be able to play the electric guitar and do a few riffs and solos on that. That would be cool, but I've never learnt that. It'd be great to one day though. And that's it. That is the last question. I say short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed listening to it and found it interesting. You know, if you want to do the questions yourself, then by all means, you know, do it as a blog or as a video, whatever you want to do. I tag everyone watching this who wants to do it. Thank you for Casey for bringing the tag to my attention, and thank you to whoever created it in the first place. So if you like the video, click the like button. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future videos that I release. And I will see you for another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.